Hi everybody, it's Terry with paperologist.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you how I made my duck Easter treat boxes. And here I'm going to do the voiceover because I had a lot of noise in the background and my dogs were barking like crazy animals. So you might hear some live sound, but mostly probably voiceover. So here are the boxes that I did, and I did two different tops, one with the duck and one with the butterfly. And then here's a screenshot of the Silhouette software, and you can see how I've laid those out on the Silhouette screen. And this is a layout of the bottom of the box, and you can see the images that I chose to fill in the spaces. There's a lot of void spaces around the edges of the bottom of the box, so I just took various images that would be appropriate, like the tags and the little Easter eggs, and I made them fit. So here are the box tops again. You can see that I could fit two box tops on the screen. And then looks like there's three tags, and then the two Easter eggs. One is a larger Easter egg with a scalloped edge, and one is a standard edge. Now I'm going to show you the Silhouette library, and that'll be coming up. There we go. And I set up a specific folder because I've had some questions about which images I used. So I hope that this shows up in the video, that you can see the actual images that I ended up using. So I'm scrolling here and I'm going to turn it into a list view. You can drag and drop your images into specific folders, so if you're going to do a repeat project, you'll have everything right there, the ones that you like to use, because as your Silhouette library grows, it's really challenging to keep on top of all of the images that you have. So those are the images that I used: the Easter eggs, which had multiple layers, the box top and bottom, the butterflies, the duck, and the tags. I think it's called multiple layer tag or something like that. Actually, I think it's called nesting tag. I'm looking at this on a very small monitor right now, and like I said, recording afterwards. Now what I realized that I was showing you is these are the box tops and bottoms, and I'm highlighting them so that you can see the dimensions, and the dimensions are in the lower right hand corner. And when I made the box initially, the box top was a little snug. And so what I did was I enlarged it, and there's a way in the Silhouette that you can enlarge things proportionally so that it enlarges the top and the bottom, or excuse me, the height and the width, so that it's not stretched. That's proportionally, and so that it fits perfectly on their box bottom. And I think I just highlighted the box bottom there for you while I was talking, and that gave you that dimension. The dimension of the bottom is actually as it came out of the software. These are the nested tags, and what I'm showing you here is how to ungroup and just pull out the parts that you want. That's one of the neat things about the Silhouette art, is things are tucked into one another and you can ungroup them and just pull the pieces out that you want. I'm selecting and deleting pieces here, and it doesn't hurt the original image at all. And you have to be kind of careful, or you can zoom in. I just wanted to leave the very small little hole there, and then what I'm doing is grouping it back and then dragging on an angle, once again holding the proportion, and just kind of scaling it to see what I had done before. And I'm placing all these smaller images, like I said, in that void area. Here are the Easter eggs, and you're going to see the similar kind of thing here with just picking out the ones that I wanted. And the same with the butterflies. You can see that the butterflies came in parts as well, and I just used the really large part. And then the duck, you can see how big he is, and here I am scaling it down so I can fit approximately in the box top and still leave plenty of room on the side so that the box top doesn't cave in, since there won't be a lot of support there. Here I'm moving the little duck over a little bit further than my original design. And with the butterfly too, I moved it down a bit because I wanted to leave ample room for the ribbon. Depending upon the width of the ribbon that you choose to use, or if you don't choose to use, you can put them dead center, but I wanted that little extra space. And you can see here, you can make things get really snug on the Silhouette. It cuts very well in fine, small detail spaces. here is the interface with the cutter, and I've set this page up to be 8 by 12. When I do that, that leaves me a 4-inch by 12-inch strip, so I can put those two on a cutting mat and get a lot more yield out of my paper. Okay, so here's a shot of the box bottom the way I have it laid out on my page. Once again, I only got one box bottom out of each sheet, and you can see all of the images here and here in the corners, so I really want to use that space up. I'm not going to use those scraps for much, so they usually end up in the recycle bin. So if you can make punch out or fun little images, or just try to cut something that maybe you wouldn't normally do, they're fun to have. They work great on cards or name tags or place cards at your table, or just if you make really tiny ones, you can scatter them about like confetti. So definitely use your stock. Here is the cutting setup that I use, so I'm showing you that so that you can see the depth. And I set it for the 90-pound index, and like I said, this was just a package of random Costco cardstock. And so it's going to get set up to go to the cutter. And in the next few clips you're going to see me cutting, and I think I'm going to leave the original audio that I recorded here. And there's my paper, and like I said, I'm cutting it to 8 by 12. That'll leave a 4-inch by 12-inch piece that you can stick to the mat. And here's my other cut. My carrier sheets are not super sticky anymore, and I read that there's a variety of things that you can do to help the adhesive along. Now I've cut these to 8 by 12. If I had done 8.5, then they'd fit all the way to the edge. So what I do is I adhere them down, and then I use my clean brayer, and I try really hard to get it to stick, because if it comes up during the cutting process, your cutter has a good chance of jamming, and if that happens, then what I do is I just turn off the cutter. So here we are, we're cutting out the box tops out of the yellow paper, and it does make a fair amount of noise. I'm sure other people have told you that in other videos, but it does. So I set this up so that I would get 2 box tops out of 1 sheet of paper, plus all the contrasting pieces like the little Easter egg and the tags. And this yellow cardstock is just pretty standard cardstock. A few years ago I bought an entire package of cardstock from Costco, and so it's worked out fine for me, especially for projects like this. You might be able to see the cut marks there. Now it's going to cut out the items on the side. There goes the Easter egg and the little tag. Okay, so that's the rest of the cutting, and I sped that up a bit. There will be another video attached to this one so you can see the rest of the box being put together. Thanks for watching, and please leave a comment or let me know what you think, or if there are any other projects that you'd like to see. Thanks again.